What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. New video. Ooh-wee. Last night I did a reaction to Lefty Gunplay on Camp Capone. And I'm getting so much hate for saying that Lefty reminds me of Nipsey. People just, oh wow, I'm a Nipsey fan, right? And people just, comprehension is not the same across the board, right? So let me try to clarify my statement. I didn't say that Lefty raps like him, dresses like him, looks like him. None of that. I thought very clear what I was saying. Nipsey Hussle's life was taken because he was in his hood. Someone who didn't like him, a hater, whatever you want to call him, had access to him because he was in his hood. Lefty Gunplay is struggling with the fact that he still always wants to be in his hood. At least it sounds that way. In that one thing, I'm just like, this reminds me of Nipsey. You went to the joint for your neighborhood. You went to jail several times for your neighborhood. You put in work for your neighborhood. You've done for your neighborhood, and your homeboys respect you. You don't got to hang out there. Just like Lefty said, there's people that are always asking for money. Yeah. And some of those guys aren't going to like it if they don't get none, or if they don't get as much as somebody else and to see this planet. So that's what I was talking about. But, I know, and you know, that explanation is not good enough. Because in your mind, I compared Lefty to Nipsey, and how dare I? Okay. But now we're going to get into some more. For some, it's going to be controversial. People keep asking me, why don't you say anything about Lefty talking about he doesn't want his daughter to be with a black dude? Well, this video is going to kind of maybe a little bit delve into that. My first thing that I would say, and I would say every day to Lefty, if I was Lefty's handler, whoever is handling affairs for Lefty needs to remind him every single day. Not every question needs an answer. Not every question needs an answer. When you're asked a question, think about it. Think about the question being answered before you answer it. People want to paint Lefty now because he said what he said. They want to paint Lefty as he's a racist. Wow. Lefty has a grill in his mouth right now. Lefty, he's a rapper. Every chance he's gotten since he came out on any platform, he shouts out the blacks. Says he has friends that are blacks. Everything in the way he conducts himself, speaks, everything says he's not a racist. Was that the wisest topic to engage in? No. Is it his truth? Yes. That's obvious. And that is the same truth for other people of other ethnicities. They wouldn't want to see their child be with a Mexican or a white or whatever. That is something based upon their upbringing or their life experiences. But the reality is, their kids are going to do what they want to do. People love who they love, right? But, Lefty has somewhat of an understanding that his name brings views. And that's a controversial one. Race in America. Race in America is, there's no other place on the planet that is like that. The way it is here. It is unfortunately, part of the fabric of America. And it's a trip how, Mexicans were lynched and robbed and and hung, and but we're not allowed to understand our past. And I'm not saying let's lessen anyone else's, but let's be understanding that we struggled, minorities struggled. And because of that struggle, race has always been a very touchy subject in America. Now, I will say that over the last 10 years, 8 years, probably closer to 10, the word racism has been thrown around so much. It's if somebody disagrees with somebody, somehow it's racist now. And so it loses its sting. People aren't as alarmed when they hear like, oh, this dude made a racist. What? It's not like that no more. It's, hey, this dude said some racist. Who said? Who's saying that now? That's what it's getting to the point of. I've been accused of being a racist by a small number of people that have never, ever, ever met me. And, we're going to talk about this topic with Lefty. I have Black family members. I have primas that are half Black. But, and I never even go into that, right? I let people, you cannot change people's minds. When they make their mind up about you, they shut everything off. It's a petty mind, so they think petty thoughts, right? So I get it, man. When you're in social media, and especially if you're a Mexican from Southern California, you're going to get hit with that label left and right. It seems like Mexicans from Southern California get hit with the racist label more than whites nowadays. Imagine that. Holy shit. Who would ever thought that was the day? We're stuck in the same areas in a lot of these cities. A lot of these inner cities, we're stuck in the same areas. And then people always talk about, he's from Santa Barbara. He was never raised around blacks. They were on the east side. I'm from the west side. They were on the east side. But I have a couple homeboys from my neighborhood that were Black. I was raised by the state. People forget that part. They say, oh, he's from Santa Barbara. Yeah, I was raised in the state, though. Right. And people that have done time with me have said, this dude ain't racist. But it doesn't matter, because the people that don't know me have made up their mind. Lefty Gunplay, again, not every question needs to be answered. And that's to everybody. I see a lot of statements made about Mexicans on social media, completely racist. But they're never called that. They're called facts. But the thing is, raza just hear it and like, fuck this shit. Who gives a fuck? They're not the ones that are just it's just like, whatever. Let them think whatever. But I do think it's a horrible thing when the word racist or racism gets thrown around so much that when it's real racism, people aren't even going to pay attention anymore. I'm like, make you shit up. Another one. They didn't want to listen to it. And if they listen, they probably say, you know what? That was some racist shit. They don't want to hear it anymore. They hear it too much. Especially when people that are not at all racist get accused of being racist. They're like, nah, okay, whatever. They don't want to hear anybody. Oh, he's racist? Okay. Him too? They're not even going to listen to it. It's a damn shame. Social media, people can say whatever they want, be whoever they want. I was just having a conversation this morning, and we were talking about how if there was a worldwide ban on cell phones and the internet and social media, there would be the kids that grew up with it would have panic attacks and all this. But then when things would settle down, people would be happier. people wouldn't be caught up in other people's dramas so much. People also would regulate their mouths. See, because they'd have to go up to somebody and say the reckless shit that they frivolously say on social media from who knows how far away. You have to get back to getting up close and personal, whether it be good or bad. It don't take balls to say the shit that people say on social media. You don't ever hear me trying to call people out and wasting energy on negativity. Hell nah. I've been involved in way too much violence to ever think that a YouTube beef is real. Beef, the way I grew up, beef comes to you or you go to it. You don't waste your time on the internet pointing fingers and saying names and shit like that. This is where the authorities are at. Somebody left a comment recently and they said that they worked for the county or something like that, and a DA told them that they were able to dismantle like a lot of the gang task force because all they got to do is just assign some people to social media. They get everything. Everything's on social media now. But anyways, this video isn't what people wanted. Why would it be? Lefty Gunplay should have never discussed that topic. He spoke his personal truth. It is what it is. Doesn't mean he's racist. He's speaking because he was brought up in a certain environment and has a certain set of life experiences. That's it. I've said, and other black content creators on here have said, and I tip my hat to them, there are black people that hate Mexicans to death. I was talking to one of the black content creators recently, and he said, hey, we grew up a certain way. We were cool with the Mexicans. Always were. And he went to YA, and he got out, and he hates Mexicans because he went through a set of life experiences in the California Youth Authority that turned him that way. Does it make it right? No, it doesn't. Hate is cancer for the person that is holding the hate. You are the container for that hatred, and it's just sitting inside of you and it's rotting you. But when you live that lifestyle, you can't act like you don't know what's going on. That's why I trip out on all these dudes that really supposedly live that life, and he's a racist. The first one, look at this. He's a racist. They point that finger quick as a motherfucker. It went from a trigger finger to just crazy. Signs of the times, people. But that's my video for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Everybody, please be safe, be smart, and tell the ones you love that you love them, right? I'm out of here.